The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. I'm Kurt Cross, and as always, we have my man Adam Crain right next to me. And ladies and gentlemen, we're at day 2 of the Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha. Get yourself down here. It's a free ticket, but man, there's loads of talent. You know, I got to talk about this right here. We've got a gentleman who's sitting with us now. I've seen you in the gym 100 times. Yes. We never had a conversation until yesterday. I've seen you all over the place. I call games in at WCAC. Ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than Coach David Credle with Takoma Academy. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Coach.
Absolutely. Coach, it never gets old, this hardwood, right? The 84 by 50 or the 94 by 50 if you're playing in the NBA.
Correct.
It never gets old. You've got your cats here. I got a bone to pick with you, though. I'm right off the break. It's Summer League, Coach. You ain't got to win by 54. He is fresh off the sidelines. I won't say who he beat, but your Takoma Academy team won by 54. Coach, it's day 2, Coach. It's just day 2.
So we took a loss yesterday. We lost by 7 points.
Right.
Missed 8 free throws.
Okay.
We win by 1.
Right.
And we shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
So I was a little perturbed with him. Came in with a different strategy to do some things different, get up early, start the game early. And they showed up.
It worked, Coach.
It worked.
I'm looking at a box score. I thought they won by 30. He said that was just halftime.
That was just
halftime. 93-39. Right. You outscored them 57-25 in the first half.
Right.
36-14 in the second half.
Yes.
Coach, you could, take it easy, Coach.
I am. I'm gonna take it easy.
Is this taking it easy?
Yes. So what I'm trying to teach these kids is to understand that you take advantage of opportunities.
Absolutely.
And you want to be a basketball player. You have to finish people off.
Right.
And it's about life and character for me.
Right.
And you're going to face adversities. Them tight games, the things that you do in an easy game, you're going to do in a tight game, which can cost you the game.
Those little things, right?
Yes, those little things.
Coach, I've seen you in so many gyms. I've seen you on Military Road. I've seen you on I Street.
Yes.
We're here on Madison and Hyattsville. I've seen you. Takoma Academy is one of those programs that while everyone may not have heard of Takoma Academy, you're always in the mix.
Yes.
I can't recall. I'll tell you this. I started coaching in Tony Langley.
Yes.
Tony taught me how to coach.
Him and Lamar Kane.
Yes. Tony taught me how to coach.
Yes.
But my first paid gig, I coached the Edmund Burke JV girls basketball team. And that was in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've been to Takoma Academy. Y'all whooped us pretty good, the girls.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to people about Takoma Academy who people are starstruck over the WCAC, the ISL, the MAC, the IAC. Talk to me about Takoma Academy.
Takoma Academy is a great place. They've been good to me. I'm going into my 9th year.
Right.
And, it's an opportunity there. Everyone wants to chase the big-time basketball when you're not ready for it.
Right.
And then treat schools like Takoma Academy, myself, and Sandy Springs, and some of these other schools, they want to treat us as last chance you.
Right.
But you don't have to.
Right.
Because if you come to me, you're going to get developed, taught, and coached.
Now, where does that come from?
I like
What's your basketball pedigree? Talk to the people.
Well, I've played here on Madison. I've played at Military Road.
Right.
I've done work at I Street.
Some would say.
I'm a Gonzaga grad.
Right.
I came out 90. When I came out, my team was ranked the top 5 in the country.
And that's Dick Myers, right?
That's Coach Myers. Coach Myers. Myself, Lamont Morgan, who played at Georgetown. My good friends, Robert Churchwell.
Of course.
Played at Georgetown.
Yeah.
My main man, Ronnie Horton, whose father's a legend, from Spingarn and Delaware State. He was at Davis.
Right. Okay.
And then Avis Willis. Okay. That was our starting 5. We were ranked top 5 in the Street Smiths.
Are you from D.C.?
Born and raised Benning Road.
Here we go. So
Benning Road.
Right across the street from Spingarn.
Everybody we're bringing on is D.C. So we're talking Air Raid, Petworth. We're talking chicken wings and mambo.
Mambo sauce wings.
Can we talk about Turkey Thicket?
Yes.
You know Turkey Thicket.
Turkey Thicket played up there.
My kids make fun of me because I talk about Turkey Thicket. Now, I never played there because I'm not a baller.
That was a legendary spot to hoop. They don't even know.
Coach.
These kids don't know. University of Maryland, I can tell you one time we all got on the phone, University of Maryland. we had Walt Williams, Aaron Bain,
right?
George Lynch, Dennis Scott,
Oh.
Grant Hill, the Kembe and Lonzo. We all showed up out there.
This is like an Olympic team.
Yeah,
Did Dennis
Kirk
Scott
Smith.
have a kid that went to Takoma Academy?
No.
Where did his
Not
kid
no
go
way.
to school?
Not that. You thinking Jerome Scott?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Jerome
Okay.
Scott's son was at. He played Virginia in the South Lakes.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
South
And I
Lakes,
think he's
Virginia.
going to Michigan State now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Grant Hill,
Another
South Lakes.
legend. Jerome Scott. People don't know about out of Virginia.
Right.
Right.
You know, and his son can boogie. He could definitely play. Went to Miami and put up points.
Right. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
played well. I mean, the pedigree from DC.
Please tell him.
The pedigree from around DC. So people think, and no offense against PG County, but everybody started off in DC and moved to PG County.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's what happened,
That's the
right?
fact.
Yeah.
Went
We
out
all-
Central Avenue,
yep.
right? Come on.
We all are Cosby Kids products.
Right.
Watching the Cosby Show.
Right.
Everybody wanted a two-parent household, black family.
Right.
Make
Yeah.
money, 6 figures.
Right.
That's what happened. That's why PG County is so successful.
Kettering, Bowie,
Bowie.
right? You know.
Crofton.
Exactly.
all
Without
those
301,
areas.
and
Yes.
now Charles
Straight down
County is
Central
growing up.
Avenue,
Yes.
Straight out Benning Road. East
We're not talking Six Flags, we're talking Wild World.
We're talking about Wild World. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you know they're closing.
They closed.
Now, here's the question. How did Iverson Mall outlast Six Flags?
I have no clue.
Come on,
I
man.
have no clue. I have no clue.
Adam, I'm taking up all the mic time. Please ask your question.
Coach, you're bringing me back because I remember Candy Cane Park.
Yes.
That's a legendary park.
a legendary park.
Berry
Yeah.
Hill.
Yep.
So, with the Berry Farm. So, let me ask you this. Spring Arm, that was one of the best high school basketball teams in the DMV, maybe in the country.
Right.
At some point. And tell me about what's the difference between playing basketball back then versus today's high school basketball player? What are some of the biggest differences you see as far as players learning how to play as a team, player development?
Everybody was fundamentally sound back then.
Yep.
Everybody. They could handle the ball. They could shoot. They could play the game, play
Right.
defense.
Right.
They understand the flow of the game. These kids are drill instructors.
Right.
They're being trained to be robots a lot of times. And they bring it to the game and don't know how to make the right pass. Head down. Just the little things of the fundamental of the game. And just to touch base like with Spring on, I grew up across the street. Sherman Douglas in that 31 No Mile.
Yeah.
I used to practice with them as a 7th grader.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I got my bones.
That's how you get better, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Parents want, play 8. No, I'm 12 years old. I'm banging with Anthony Duckett.
Right.
You just had Darryl Prue, who I watched, and grew up with, watched him. Couldn't do nothing with him, but I was out there battling.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you see what I'm saying? And that's the only way I got better. So when I got to my senior year, it was easy.
Right.
It was easy. I'm 7th grade. I'm killing 7th graders at Brown Junior High.
Of course you are.
8th grade, we had another legend that was killing that played at Dunbar, Donald Ford.
Oh, yeah.
With the Langley.
Yeah.
You see him, then I would go to Langley, see him. I would go to Kelly Miller and see Kurt Smith and everybody, Mike Reese, Angel Reese's father.
Right.
Right.
Then we go to Fletcher Johnson and play Henry Tatum. Those guys all met in baseball, football, and basketball.
That's right.
3 sports.
Because you can play 3.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Here's a question. Whatever happened to Tree? Donald Hodge.
Donald Hodge. He played the Mavericks. He did a couple years in the pros.
Yeah, yeah.
From my understanding, he's home. He's
Okay,
around the
okay,
area.
okay.
I haven't seen him, maybe but a few times.
That's the coolest product right
Yeah,
there.
the coolest product, which I played against again.
Right.
And that's not happening. Today's game, that's not happening.
It's
Tell
not
us
happening.
tell us more about what's going on today.
I mean, today these kids are just robots. They got to get in and play games. They got to play pickup.
Right.
You know, during COVID, I had legendary pickup games.
Okay.
I had my son Dorian Credle, who would play. We had Blake Harper.
Right.
They were young.
That's a Gonzaga kid,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
going to Creighton now.
Yeah.
We would have Jamie Kaiser. And it's funny, one day they came to the gym and they ran everybody off the court against Rodney Rice. Little E that went here to DeMatha.
Right.
Elijah Hawkins. They had Eric from Bullis. Eric went to St. Joe's.
Yeah.
I mean, Jared Bonham, Prentice Hub. It was legendary pickup.
We know
Yeah.
those names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know those
we had
things.
those games and we played pickup. And we did it 2 days. We had everybody COVID tested. They had to take, follow the precautions, all that stuff. And they had fun.
Yeah. Basketball never stops.
And what are they learning in pickup that the kids today are not doing that? So what are the kids today missing that you guys learned how to do? Is it defense, communication, reading the defense? Tell us what's going on in those pickup games that made you guys do the toughness. What is going on?
All those things. all those things. And then what you had to do, if you couldn't play, you got to get off the court.
There it is right there.
So you got in your head like, well, okay, I got to get better.
Well,
I got to get better.
Guys like me got behind the mic because I couldn't hang with guys like y'all.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, everybody has their moment. And
Right.
I'll share a moment with you. My 8th grade year, I'm coming into Gonzaga as a freshman, playing varsity summer league. So we played Flint Hill in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. They used to be a team, right?
Yeah, they had Dennis Scott. This was his senior year. Aaron Bain, Ronnie Thompson. I forgot the little point guard's name, and they had Sam Jefferson.
Right.
So I'm putting in work against Sam during the summer league. They moved Dennis Scott to the 5.
Okay.
Dennis gets in the game, say, "Young fella, you got some work cut out for you, guarding me." I said, "Man, if you don't play basketball, stop talking." He said, "Oh, the young fella got hot."
Right.
And he came down, got to the hash, 3.
Right.
Next play. These are all 3 consecutive plays.
Oh, God.
I go down and I score, get a layup. I beat him down the floor. I'm thinking I'm doing hot stuff. Next play, he come down, I jump out on the pick, roll, he cut, he go down the lane, boom.
Oh, no.
And then people don't know that he could jump.
Okay.
When he was a pro, it was just 3
he
pointers.
became a shooter, but he was an all-around talent.
That's right.
Next play, he comes down, hits another 3 after the dunk.
Okay.
He goes to my coach. He said, "The young fella gonna be good, but he ain't ready today. Get him out the game."
Right.
Next thing I hear is,
And that's how it went.
That's how it went. And I'm so mad. I'm hot. I'm furious.
Right.
And you know what I can't? I want to beat him.
That's right.
I want to be top 5 in the country.
Right.
I want to be one of the top players. I want to play against those guys.
Right.
These kids want to play sometimes against the non-competition, and they're not getting better.
They got to work on their mixtape, coach. You didn't know?
Well, that's right. Mixtapes, college coaches don't want to see that.
They don't want to see that.
They're asking for a full game film.
Right.
Please notice that everybody listening, when you send a highlight, they're going to love it. Next question, can I get a full game?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to send you my bad highlights.
Right.
So everybody got highlights.
Right.
I got a question for you. Let's go back to I Street.
Yes.
Collectively, together at this table, how excited are we for Coach Turner right now?
Oh, that's my guy.
Right?
That's my guy. We talked all day. I just saw him last week. That's my guy. He's done a great, phenomenal job. 26 years. He's put us. We were nationally known back then, but when he came aboard, we were nationally known again.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And I mean, no slight to Coach Myers.
Right.
He's under the tree of Coach Myers. I'm under Coach Myers' tree.
Right.
He did a great, phenomenal job. You can't ask for more, and I wish him well at Mount Vernon, which I know he's going to do well
I
there.
mean, that's Coach Steve Turner, and I have no problem saying I shed a tear when he won his first DC City title game.
Yes.
At what was, it might have been MCI Center back then.
Right.
It's not Capital
MCI
One.
Center, yes.
Because, so I went to Eastern Junior High School and Blair with Steve.
Okay.
So I've known Steve for almost 40 years.
Yeah.
He didn't win that day. We all won that day because he made it, and he didn't carry necessarily a big stick.
Right.
And to this day, he'll tell you soccer or baseball were the sports that he was best
It's a
in.
sport, yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because I podcast with him for years.
Uh-huh.
By the way, y'all, let's take a moment. Coach David Credle, Takoma Academy, DC. I mean, he's everything DC when it comes to basketball, Gonzaga,
Right.
you know, the whole 9 yards. On the podcast with us here at DMV Hoops Podcast. But we all are happy for Steve.
Yes.
And I'm just happy, and I hope this is not too controversial. Steve, I feel like he could. I wanted Steve to be more of a Steve guy. He was always about Gonzaga, and
Right.
that's no problem.
No problem, right.
But he had to
He's
go.
purple.
Now it's time
Yes.
for him to go get his.
Now, yes.
Now that's what I guess
No
what I'm
slight.
saying.
No slight. He
Right? He
there's nothing
gave
else
20-something
left. He gave
years.
20-something years.
Right.
Same way we did. There's nothing left for Steve to accomplish
Right.
at Gonzaga.
3-4.
Yeah.
You know, Gatorade, ESPN, I mean, just
all
everything,
of it.
right?
He's done everything.
I mean, Team USA,
Now,
right?
now he's going to get another challenge.
Let's go do it.
So let's go do it.
Let's go do it. What you got?
Hey,
Adam?
Coach, you touched on something I think is important. We kind of glazed over it. You said that coaches, all the kids send their highlight film in. In fact, when they watch games, a lot of kids today don't even watch full games. All they do is watch highlights on social media.
Social media.
Do you think that you guys, back in the day, when you had to play pickup and you know when it wasn't like just social media, do you think you learned how to do the things that don't show up in the stat sheet better prepared to do those kind of things? That's not just about scoring points. Better prepared you back in the day than they
Yes.
are doing it today.
Yes, because I face competition.
Keep going on. Why?
Yeah, because we faced competition. We had to compete. When everybody was on the court, you know, it could be who's who, with Lawrence Moulton, Kurt Smith, Charles Smith, Mike Smith. I can go on. A legend that nobody really talks about again, Mike Tate. those guys, you had to compete. If you got in the gym and you didn't compete, they were going to run you off.
Yes, sir.
And it was pride. That's the thing. The kids are so worried that me today, instant gratification, that they're not getting the principles and point of playing the team and the team environment. And I'll share a stat with you.
Please.
90% of CEOs play sport.
Right.
And 95% of women that are CEOs and owners of companies were sports, former athletes. It doesn't matter, middle school, high school, whatever.
Right.
They understand the team concept. They understand that they have to build around with everyone else, and you can't win without others.
Right.
It's not an odd thing.
And is that missing today in a lot of players?
Yes.
Tell us, speak about that. Well, how is it missing?
Well, it's because of the environment now of college sports. And not to knock it, I'm glad these kids are getting paid. I'm glad they're getting money because we didn't get anything.
Right.
I got $100 a semester for summer league for doing college.
Right.
That was just the way the budget wasn't there.
And where were you in school?
I went to Loyola University.
Right.
I played with Mike Reese, who was Angel Reese's father.
Yeah.
I played with Tracy Bergen, who's a legend here from DeMatha.
Loyola's good. That's good ball.
And my coach, when we went to the tournament for the first time in '94, was Skip Prosser. We're his first tournament team.
Yep.
And his coaching tree, everybody was a head coach. Dave Wojcik, San Diego State.
Yep.
Mark Schmidt, St. Bonaventure.
Yep.
Jeff Battle never wanted to be a head coach, but he's been at Providence. He's now at Georgetown.
Yep.
So that staff was legendary. And we went to the tournament.
Right.
But everybody on that team, B.J. Pendleton, who had 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds from Coolidge.
Yep.
Who was an okay high school player, but was a great college player.
Right.
So we had a lot of talent that we saw. But the thing, like back to your question, these kids have to learn how to compete. They don't want to. When they see adversity, they resist, and that's why the ones that shine, they see adversity, they shine because they compete.
Why don't the kids of this generation today want to compete? Is it social media? Tell us about what's going on behind the scenes? Why?
Can I be honest without hurting?
Please be honest.
I'm a parent of 3.
Right.
And I've taught my kids to compete.
Right.
These parents get in the way too much.
There's some punk ass parents. You can say it. There's some punk ass parents out there.
I'm representing Takoma, so I don't want to curse.
Right. So I see it. You did say something. You mentioned something. One of your former teammates played for Georgetown. What's Cooley gonna do down there? Cooley give him some time, right?
Yeah, Cooley give him some time. He's got some kids now, so it's just gonna take some time.
Right.
When Pat was there, I don't think people really supported the program.
Right. I think you're right.
That's just my opinion.
Because did we not all want Pat to do well?
Yeah, we all want
That's
Pat.
our guy.
That's who I watched.
Right.
Nick fan.
I tell people all the time, I watched Patrick Ewing in college.
Exactly.
I watched him at the Urban Coalition.
Right.
I watched Lynn Bias.
Right.
Watched him at the Urban Coalition.
Right.
I watched Michael Jordan.
Right.
I watched these guys work and rise to fame.
Right.
They earned it.
Right.
It's not given to them. It wasn't pre-broadcasted. It wasn't,
right.
It wasn't pressured to push this guy.
Right.
It was earned.
Right.
It was earned. Those guys work, and that's why who they are.
And DC has always had that ethic. You know who we are. Like you said, this is the 3rd guy in a row we've had that's a DC native. Who could say they're a native Washingtonian?
That's
not too many.
Actually, this is the 3rd legend we've had in a row.
I know.
We've had John Bebe Duran.
Yes.
Right. We had Prue.
Daryl Prue. Right. And now Credle.
Yep.
Let me ask you this.
You're not a DC guy, though, Adam. You're a Philly guy, a Jersey guy.
I'm a Jersey guy, but Bergen County Teaneck.
No, that's great basketball.
We were battling St. Anthony's.
Yes.
We were topping the state. Let me tell you, it was brutal.
Exactly. It was brutal.
Let me ask, Coach, you touched on something before. You said when they come to Takoma Academy, this is not last chance you.
Right.
Now that struck a chord with both me and Kurt. What do you mean by that? And you said I'm going to develop them. This is not last chance you.
Right.
Could you expand on that, please?
What I mean by that is everyone chases the WCAC and these other schools. And Takoma Academy has a great academic background, and we've got plenty of time to teach. The gym is ours, and that's what some of these kids need. When you're in the 8th grade, you gotta get developed. You can't expect your kid just to walk on the court and be on varsity at the DeMatha at the 9th. You're not gonna do that. Everyone's not Baba.
Right.
Everyone's not me.
Right.
I was a freshman. That was unheard of as a freshman to come in and play at Gonzaga and start.
Right.
And I didn't start right away.
But everybody ain't Credle. Everybody ain't Credle.
But even still, you look at some of the kids the guys. Mark Tillman was a Gonzaga grad. He didn't start right away.
Right.
As a 10th grader, Perry Carter.
That's right.
Didn't start right away. we all have to work. You have to work and earn. If you come to a school like me, with Takoma Academy, we're going to develop, teach, and coach. That's my motto.
So, Coach, the best schools in the DMV, the powerhouses, WCAC and the others, if you're an 8th grader, if you're going to go to one of those schools, you're going straight to varsity. Okay?
Right.
Top recruits are going straight to varsity.
Yes.
Very few 9th grade freshman team players or JV players can get up to varsity.
Right.
Let's talk about why that's a problem.
Well, the problem is that they're chasing the glory. It's too much of watching, let me send my son to DeMatha.
Right.
I'm a Gonzaga grad. I'm going to send my son to Gonzaga. But are you really ready for Gonzaga?
Right. It's a whole different look.
It's becoming a culture.
I'm going to tell you, my son and my daughter play basketball.
Right.
They're good. They're not elite.
Right.
My son is not DeMatha elite.
Right.
He goes to Landon. He plays at Landon.
Yep.
He's getting an education. He's getting developed. He's not ready. What do young folks say? He's not ready for all that smoke, right?
Yes.
Right.
I can share personally with me with both my boys. My son went to Gonzaga, and I told him, I'm not sending you down here for basketball. You make the team, you make the team.
Right.
That's the work that you're going to put in.
Right.
But I'm sending you there because of the environment, academics, and the culture.
Right.
That's what I came from.
Right.
And I love it. I bleed purple. There's no question. I'm a Takoma guy, but I bleed purple.
Right.
I support my school. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today probably if it wasn't for Gonzaga.
Right.
I had the choice. Spingarn was mad with me when I went to Gonzaga.
Of course they were.
I was right across the street. John Wood called me. Mr. Burrell, Scott Burrell, they were gone, but the
I heard that name in a minute.
Burrell from Connecticut?
Yeah. No, not Scott Burrell from Connecticut. Coach Burrell.
Oh, Coach Burrell. Yeah.
And John Woods was like, "You got to go there." Blah blah blah. It's legend. I was like, "Nah." My mother sent me to. She wanted me out of the area to go to school and see a different environment. Because everything I saw getting money was off the streets.
Right.
That's right. So, Coach, in today's the powerhouses in the DMV, there's so much pressure to win.
Right.
It's so competitive that they're taking the best 8th graders and putting them right on varsity.
Right.
So the kids from JV and freshmen don't get a chance to matriculate up to varsity. So after 10th grade, they're done.
Right.
And then they're looking for the next best player in the transfer portal in high school, right?
Yes.
So is it true that in your opinion, it sounds like the public schools are the only places left where you can actually go play for a freshman team, then JV, make JV, and then matriculate up to varsity?
Exactly. Yeah. No. So the thing is, some of these kids, they go to a school, the powerhouses, and they're not ready. That's what we were talking about.
Right.
They're just not ready. And your 8th grader, you could be 6'7", but if you can't do the things that's required to keep that school on the map, you're going to get put on freshmen. You're going to get put on JV. Right. Where if you come to a school like a Takoma, where we're still going to play those kids.
Okay.
I'm not just using those teams. I'm not just using Takoma. I mean, like a Sandy Springs. Mm-hmm. Some of these schools, like us, we still play them. Right. I play Carroll.
Play St. Andrews, all them.
I play St. Andrews. Right. I play St. John's. I play Gonzaga. I play Sitwell.
Right.
I beat some of those teams.
Right.
Even when I was at Good Counsel, recruiting kids, I'm like, you can come in as a freshman, but you're going to have to work. I don't promise anything.
I don't know if I want to talk about the Good Counsel days because you should. This is my podcast. Thank you. You should still be there. I'm glad you're at Takoma Academy, but you should be at the new Good Counsel. I know what you're talking about there, brother.
Now, Kurt, you're going to kill me. I don't want this to end because Coach Credle, this guy, I didn't realize.
He's here all summer.
He's
here all summer, baby.
I'll come back.
Okay, we have him on to the next 6 podcasts. This man, can I ask him?
You get one more.
John, Baby Duran, and Prue.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. All right. It was a nasty debate about an hour ago.
We were throwing. It was fisticuffs. It was nasty. Curses, bombshells.
Go ahead.
Oof. What's the question? Ask him.
Best high school team ever in the DMV.
Oh my goodness.
He wants to go.
That would go.
Adam wants to go Baltimore.
Include Baltimore.
Oh wow. I'm gonna get shot for this.
Let's not get the man in trouble.
I'll tell you what, I'll lay you off the hook. Give me the top 3.
No, I'll go the best. The best has to be Dunbar, Baltimore.
Yeah, I told you.
Why did you give him that? I had no skin in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it. But
I told you. That's what I said.
Man, that team's phenomenal. I know all those cats. Reggie Williams, David Wingate,
right?
Reggie Lewis.
And
Reggie Lewis used to, and
Spud,
Muggsy Bogues.
the key, the leader.
Muggsy Bogues.
Right.
But there was a guy, I can't remember his name. He was a 6'6" wing. His name escapes my mind. He was the best player, but he couldn't stay on the team because him and Wade would get into it.
Oh, Bob Wade. Yeah, I remember that.
He was 6'6". He was like, what's his name out of New York?
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember his name.
I know, I can't remember either, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'll give you a couple more. That Dunbar mob with 76, 77 with Bay and them.
Okay.
They were tough.
Okay.
They were tough.
Well, what about DeMatha and what about Gonzaga and Spring On?
Spring On, that 31 them old mob, I practiced with them.
Right.
They were devastating. Starting five, Sherman Douglas.
Right.
Melvin Middleton. Stinkaboo. Ernie Hall, rest in peace.
Ernie Hall.
Anthony Duckett. Yeah.
You know, see,
wow.
This is DC. Folks, I hope you appreciate should we? Is there
DC
any way we can get pay-per-view listens? They're getting gold nuggets
They're
right
getting gold
now.
nuggets right now. And wait a minute, they had a mob coming off the bench, another starting five. Smack, Henry, Howard Tinker. Howard Tinker. Rob, I forgot Rob's last name, who came in from Baloo to shoot left-handed, and Big Arthur Paul, who I used to practice against again, went to Brown Junior High. Who kicked my behind. He was just big and strong, but we battled.
Right.
Yeah.
Coach, when are you going to write a book? Because you know what? I'm not. I know I'm not the first one to ask you that. But you know why?
No, I know.
Because you're like an encyclopedia.
I've got way more. That Coolest team of '88 was great with Donald Hodge, Derek Price,
Treat.
Rest in peace to Anthony Riley. They had a mob. I mean, people don't know that Dunbar mob I played against.
Right.
89, 90. Man, me and Mike Smith was nemesis. And we ended up playing the AAU together, going down and playing Anthony Hardaway in the what people fail to realize is that Richmond, that Boo Williams tournament. That was the top tournament on the East Coast.
That's Newport News, Hampton down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Before the Boo Williams Coliseum, when we played against Terry Kirby and those guys.
Right.
And I watched Anthony Hardaway get New York 60.
Wow.
I had way more. I know we don't have a lot of time, and I love to come back, but I love to get Prue and some guys like that on the podcast with us.
Well, you know what
Are you kidding me?
This is our table.
Right
I'll get them.
Send them our way.
Summer long.
I'm going to see
You
Prue.
kidding me?
If he's still here, I'll hit him or text him or call him, whatever.
We should rename the podcast the Legend Show.
Because that's all we got right
We got
now.
legends today. We have the three legends.
I can get Kurt Smith here.
Yeah,
That's
whoever
easy.
you put here,
You come.
we're going to put on
Just
the
have
podcast.
him mention Credle.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'll tell him. I'll tell him I'll stamp this. This is great. I love talking to you guys. I know you got with time limited, but I love this, and I'll definitely
Been an
come
honor.
back. Yeah, and not to slight Gonzaga, the '86 team with Mark Tillman. That's why I went to Gonzaga, watching Mark.
Right?
Yeah, and Purdy. And then before that, Tom Sluby. They opened the door for me.
I got a question for you. And this is totally out of left field, but you're a basketball head, so you might know the answer. Whatever happened to Akil Carr, the Crime Stopper?
He's still in Baltimore.
Did he play for the
He played for the Globetrotters a little bit, I believe.
but in the G League, it's not the 76ers, it's like the...
Yeah, I forgot.
Did he play for one of their...
He played for one of them for a short period, but I can't remember.
Because he was the Crime Stopper.
Yeah, he was. Everything shut down. Gonzaga played them with Chris Likes, and everybody was at the gym at college.
You know who I remember, who played McNamara, and then he went to, was it Michigan or Michigan State? Guard, little small guard. Played for
McNamara?
Like 10 years ago, maybe. 15 years ago.
Nah.
Yes.
I can't think. Went to Michigan State?
Michigan
Think
State,
about
little guard.
who was the
Real
best
good,
guard that came out of McNamara in the last 15 years.
That's Marcus Thornton. Went to William and Murray.
Give me one more. I'm about to come back with his name.
I'm to come back, because I don't remember anybody from McNamara going to Michigan State.
I might have the college wrong. Say something, man, while I look it up, Adam. Say something.
Hey, who's the best on-ball defender in the history of high school basketball? In the
DMV?
Well, including Baltimore.
That's a lot of people.
But
I can't drop no name for that one.
all right, because John Duran and Prue is saying some cat named Mike Riley or something.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that guy? Who is this guy, Mike Riley?
They talking about Mike Riley, coach at Georgetown?
Yes. But I never heard of this cat, and I'm telling them, I never seen this Mike Riley. I never heard of him. And they're telling me he's the best on-ball defender. And I grew up with watching Muggsy the Bogues on stripping John Wall, stripping the best guards in the country. Couldn't panic when Muggsy was on him.
Right. I'm gonna give you another one outside of Mike. Charles Smith, Kurt Smith's brother.
Charles Smith, yes indeed.
Great on-the-ball defender from St. Anthony's that went to Georgetown, who wasn't expected to be a player up there and ended up being a player. Charles Smith played for the Celtics. Yes.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yeah, great on-the-ball defender. I've seen so many on-the-ball defenders that if you cross half court, they were picking it up, getting off the rock.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, our job is to give a voice to DMV basketball? Because here's my thing. We all know how great it is, but there's no one source to do it. This is what this podcast is about, bringing guys like him on here that could bring up names that people remember, some they don't remember. I'm hoping I can connect some people through this. This is what we do here at the DMV Hoops Podcast. We're here all summer. Coach Credle, look, as long as you don't keep beating people by 54.
Right.
By 54. Right, take it easy.
I will.
All right, me and you going to get a hot dog up there one of these days.
Let me say
We'll talk some more.
this. Coach, I'm rooting for Takoma Academy, Coach Credle.
Yes.
I'm rooting for, you got a fan right here, man.
Thank you,
I'm pulling for Takoma Academy. I loved having you on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DMV Hoops Podcast. That's Coach David Credle. Credle, how can they connect with you guys? You got an Instagram presence or
Yes,
X? Or
we have Instagram, TA_varsity_basketball.
Go find him. That's Coach Credle. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you.
Coach Credle, thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for us on this episode of the DMV Hoops Podcast. We thank y'all for listening. We will see you next time.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.